Hey guys, it's Paul from Ashen. It's a new comic book day for the week of March 14th, and we're going to get started right now.
Hey guys, Tim from Capes and Scowls, and of course this lovely channel where I hang out from time to time. Hi, Paul.
Hi.
Paul's a good guy. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if I've ever said that on here. Paul, you rule.
Actually, you said the exact opposite of that.
Well, I've been listening to a lot of smooth jazz. It's mellowed me out. What can I say? And I'm all coffeeed up this week, so let's get to it. I'm going to tell you about the trades that we got in this week. We've got Batgirl Volume 2 of the Stephanie Brown run. A lot of people really liked Stephanie Brown as Batgirl. I got Port of Earth by Zach Kaplan, who's a really super cool guy. He can't beat me in poker. He's afraid of me, and he won't play me in poker. He would whoop my ass in poker. We interviewed him on Capes and Scowls if you want to hear him talk about Eclipse. But this is Port of Earth, and this is a pretty cool story. We got Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't read this. But they're Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what you're getting. All-Star Batman, Volume 2. I didn't read really anything that was in Volume 2, but Volume 1 was very good. So I assume Volume 2 is probably still pretty good. We got Puerto Rico Strong. I'm not going to lie, I don't know anything about this. I just got it because proceeds went to benefit Puerto Rico and recovering after all the trauma that has happened down there. And finally, we got DC Comics, The Art of Darwin Cook. Darwin Cook sadly died last year, and his art is amazing. It has stories in it. It's got, straight up art. It's really good. Look at that. Look how good that is. Darwin Cook was amazing. So there you go.
First up, we have Astonishing X-men, issue number 9. The last issue really kind of freaked you out because Proteus is a reality-shifting, warping character, and I'm not a body dysmorphia kind of guy, so anytime there's like severe, anytime there's like severe, like body warping and like melding of people, it kind of freaks me out. And that kind of happened at the beginning of this, and it took me out of it. The storyline was still good though, but yeah, it just kind of creeped me out. Proteus is basically going to create a world where the astral plane acts the same way it does in the real world, and all the problems that will come along with that. Pick it up.
All right, first up we have Superman Action Comics number 999. I wanted to read this because I said, okay, 1000's coming up. That's the debut of Bendis at DC. Do I need to know anything? The answer is no, I don't. This is a standalone. I don't know if this ties in, and maybe loosely ties into the issues before it, but it kind of just wraps up. It's kind of a standalone. Works by it. See all this violence and war on the cover? None of that happens. None of it. Very misleading cover. Now, it does star the fury of General Lane, but he doesn't shoot anybody with anything. It's two stories being told at the same time. It is Lois, and General Lane is her father. He has come over to the house to, be around the kids and and around John, and then have like a good kind of dinner. And they start arguing, and they're talking about, and it's over Superman, and it's very weird. But if you read it, you'll understand why. And the other story is Superman and his interactions with Cyborg Superman. Really good. Like I said, I don't know how much this ties into the stories, the issues before it, but. Not this much war. None of this happens. None of it. Look at it. It's cool, right? None of it happens.
Next up, we have Sea of Thieves, issue number 1. I took a flyer on this one because I like the art. It's decent. Man, there was a lot of setup for this to get it. Oh my, this was a dense read, and I'm not sure if I like it. The art was enough to carry me through, but basically, the story is going to revolve around two pirates who are twin brother and sister, and their quest to find the Sea of Thieves and get the ultimate treasure. And like I said, it's a dense read. They do so much development that just doesn't seem to be needed. And it feels like a 30-page book, but it's only a 20-page book. Like that's kind of how dense it was. It took me this was the longest one that I've had to read today. You might like it. I haven't decided if I do yet or not. But the art was good, and the writing, even though it was dense, wasn't bad. There wasn't anything I rolled my eyes at. There wasn't anything that just made me gloss over and thing. It was just a long read, and not a lot happened in the first issue, especially for all of that payoff. You just didn't quite get it. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to pick it up or not. I'm not going to judge you if you don't.
All right, and next up for me, we got the New Mutants, Dead Souls #1. I know, an X book. Are you scared?
Yes.
So I decided to do this because when it comes to the X-Men that I clearly don't like, I've never been an X guy. X Factor is the closest I come to enjoying an X book, and I'm very specific about that. This team on here is a ton of X Factor, so I said, let me give it a try. The story is weird, the concept is good. I don't know how I feel about it, but basically you have this team of Wolfsbane and Strong Guy and Boom Boom and Ileana and Richter and of Magic. And in this particular issue, they are called to investigate what looks like zombies. Zombies? How can that be? The story was pretty good. The banter back and forth was pretty good. I really enjoyed that there was a Walking Dead reference in this, in a Marvel comic, talking about an Image comic. Kind of crazy, right? The art was okay. In certain times, the more horrific stuff that happens is actually really well done. I enjoyed this. It's a mini. It'll end. It's 6 issues. And I'm under the impression from how this kind of flowed that each issue, while loosely tied together, will be a different paranormal style case. It's not bad. It's all right.
And my pick of the week is Avengers 684. The Hulk is back, because we can't kill the Hulk, and that's why his book is going to become the Immortal Hulk, because he's immortal. He doesn't die. This is kind of a filler issue, not really a filler issue, but it kind of fills in a lot of the backstory as to why the Hulk is the way he is, how he fits into the storyline. It is well done, even though some people tend to kind of roll their eyes whenever a Marvel character comes back to life. But this is, at least it shows why everything was happening, and picks up different places in the story, going back past Secret Empire, and all throughout Hulk's history, because, I mean, this isn't the first time the Hulk has died, and it definitely won't be the last, because he's immortal now, or at least we now know that he's immortal. But yeah, it's a good series. We have the big twist that was revealed last week, that Voyager is not who she says she is. We find out who she actually is, and who she's working for, and who she's not working for. It's been a good series, and there's 3 issues left, or it's 13 or 16 issues. We might be just at the halfway point. I'm not really sure. I can't remember how many issues there are, but it's been a great series, and you should be picking this up.
All right, it's pick of the week time. You ready? Get pumped. You're never going to believe it. It's Eternity Girl.
What?
I know. Eternity Girl is my pick of the week. Eternity Girl #1. It's a young animal book. Now, if you've been watching these reviews for any length of time, and God knows you have been, most of the young animal stuff I don't really care for. Paul doesn't tend to care for it. We know about the Milk Wars. He hated it. I enjoyed Cave Carson, though, so I'm like, well, if I really like Cave Carson, maybe I'll like this. So apparently Eternity Girl is from the Milk Wars storyline. I don't know. Paul, you hated it. Don't you know the Milk Wars storyline? Paul? He's giving me a look. Anyways, this character originated from all those specials. This book is awesome. I swear to God it is. It is about a girl who had powers. She's like a shapeshifter, and she ends up hurting people by accident, and it's about her suffering severe depression, trying to off herself, and she can't. She does things like slice her wrist, but she doesn't have blood anymore. This is a very dark story about a superhero, ex-superhero, who through fighting supervillains kind of gets new powers, loses old powers. She goes on this emotional roller coaster, and it really is just a human story about what happens when you go through some tough times and you are kind of falling apart. This was impressive. I enjoyed it. And Yeah, read it. It's cool. Alright, well, thank you for watching the video. There's a thing over here, a thing over here, a thing over here. I don't care where the thing is. No one cares, okay? I want everybody to know, thank you. I sold that Oblivion song giant thing that I was worried about. I sold it, because I rule. I'm just going to gloat a little bit about me selling that thing. That was pretty sweet. Salesman, you know. Pretty good. What are you doing? Turn this off.